Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be reviewing the all-new Epic Evo 8 Pro. All right, welcome to the channel, guys. I'm James with JC Trails. Today we're going to be looking at the specialized Epic Evo 8 Pro. If you've been with the channel, you've now owned two Epic Evos of the past generation, so I'm really excited to throw my leg over this one and take it on the trail and see how the updates feel. So like most modern mountain bikes, Specialized has also joined the bandwagon of making it longer, lower, and slacker. Also bumped up the travel on this new Epic Evo. It's now sporting 120 millimeters of travel on the back, paired with a 130 millimeter fork. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you the spec on this new Evo 8 Pro, talk about the geometry, and then we'll take it on the trail for the live review. So here it is, guys, the specialized Epic Evo 8. Look at this frame color. We'll get a better look at it when we go outside, but it has these kind of weird little fade, almost rattle can shadowing on it. You can't really see it indoors, but I'll show you outside. Specialized calls this color Satin Forest Green with like a spruce meta shading. I didn't come up with the name. Looking at the spec on this Pro, Specialized didn't cut any corners. It has a real nice spec, and it better because the price on this, it hurts, $8,500. What that gives you is factory suspension. We're looking at the Fox factory DPS rear shock, like I said, 120 millimeters of travel, and the fork is now a full-fledged Fox 34 fork with the Grip 2 damper, 130 millimeters of travel. So this is starting to look like more of a stump jumper. We got the Fox Transfer Kashima coated, 175 millimeters of drop on this size, large frame. And on top of that is a Specialized power saddle, the carbon rails. Speaking of carbon, Revolve Control carbon handlebars, perfect width for me, 780 millimeters with a 20 millimeter rise, and mounted to that handlebar, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, there's code brakes on an Epic. These are the new code silvers. Love how they're low profile, close to the bar, keeps the cabling a little bit more tidy. It just feels really nice so far. I know they're brand new, but real stiff. 4-pot brakes, obviously, the codes are. And for rotors, HS2 rotors front and back. 200, I believe, in the front and 180 in the back. Looking at the wheels, love these wheels. Had them on my Trek Top Fuel Revolve carbon control wheels with a 29 millimeter inner width. And for hubs, you can hear it. You know that brand, Industry 9 1-in-1 hubs. Really solid hubs, still decently lightweight, front and back also. For rubber, got the ground control grid T7 on the back, 29er by 2.35. It's gonna be pretty messy out there. It's been raining the past couple days, so I'm probably gonna be thankful that they have the Purgatory on the front. And not only is it just the Purgatory, it's the T9, or the grid T9. So a little bit softer compound than the T7, not as fast rolling, but maximize your traction. This is a 29er by 2.4. And for stem, I've got the Race Face Turbine, 50 mil stem. On this size large, that's probably gonna be a little big for me. I'm only 5'10". If I bought this bike, probably throw a 40 mil or even a 35 mil length stem. And the thing I love about SWAT, just like my old stump jumper S-Works I had, it's got the multi-tool in the headset. We've got the SWAT door in-frame storage. Love the new lever design. Very secure, no rattling, comes off really easily. And the cool thing is if you don't want your CO2 cartridge rattling around in the frame, you can install it on the bottom side of the door. It's got little grommets down here you can actually screw into and tighten things down. Still fit 2 water bottles inside the front triangle, so you can do those long epic rides and not have to store any water on your back. Suspension design, it's still a single pivot with the flex stays. So I've been on this flex stay kick. This is the kind of bike I'm looking for. These bikes work really well for my local trails. I have trains taken care of by the new SRAM XO transmission, 32 tooth chainring. The cranks are 175 on the size large. Wish they were 170, 175 is just a little long for me. Geometry did get lower, longer, and slacker. Wheelbase of 1214 millimeters. Reach now is at 470 millimeters. It does have adjustable geometry via the flip chip here at the shock link. It's in the low position right now, and I'm sporting, I believe, a 65.2 or 3 degree head tube angle. I'll leave it right here on the screen. Top tube, 633 millimeters, and chainstay length, 435 millimeters. If you guys want to see all the geometry figures, I'll definitely leave a link to Specialized's website below, so go check it out. But enough talking, guys. I really want to see if these kind of trail numbers and trail spec correlate on my local trails. It looks like this Epic Evo now is just more of a short travel trail bike than a downcountry bike, but I'm really curious to find out, to see if this size large fits me, or am I stuck in between the size large, medium, black hole, let's take it out to the trail, see you out there. Well, before I start the ride, I promise you guys a shot of the paint job on this frame. So you see it's like a light green. It's an overcast day, so it's not gonna come across totally, but then it has this darker green kind of fade. You can see it there, you really see it there. As with any good ride, we gotta start with the climb. Like I said in the bike basement, we got more travel, bumped up to 120, 134. I've clapped this for a couple times already. Definitely need to add some volume spacers. But that's the only thing I probably do for suspension wise. The back's feeling pretty dialed. Running 200 PSI, which is about 30% sag in the back, and it's hooking up. Well, first thing I noticed while climbing on the new Epic Evo is the seating position. The geometry specifically, I feel like the seat tube angle is just a touch too slack. Just a touch. I believe it's at 75 degrees in this low position. I kind of feel like I'm hanging off the back. So I have pushed the saddle forward on the rails, kind of replicate a steeper seat tube angle, but I wish it just came with about a 76 and a half, and it'd be perfect. Basically feels like the last generation Epic Evo. I don't think the bump and travel has ruined its efficiency at all. Definitely helped its capability, as you'll see later in the video. I wish it was a touch smaller though. In the climbs, it does feel a little big. Top tube numbers 633, reach of 470. I'm only 5'10", so feels quite big, but I know the medium's gonna feel small. I've ridden the standard new Epic 8, more the race bike, which shares pretty much the same frame. And I rode that in a medium, felt too small. It's doable, but I'd rather, if I had to pick one, definitely go with the size large. But I think it'll help if I installed a 40 or 35 millimeter length stem. Like I said, keep the saddle scooted all the way up on its rails and just live with it. I'd get used to it. And to make this thing even a zippier climber, you can install some lightweight tires of your choice. This Purgatory, it's not the heaviest tire, but it's definitely not the lightest. The ground controls are a reasonably weighted trail tire, but I feel like if you put some Maxxis Recons, or if you really want to get racy, some Recon Races, this bike will feel really zippy. Infamous section of the climb, the river rock bed, whatever you want to call it, really tests the traction of these bikes. And this one, oh, really good. Doesn't feel as efficient as the Blur TR or the Cervelo ZFS 5, but you can just motor right up it. I do feel a little heft in this bike compared to the old Epic Evo, at least my Epic Evo. This thing's weighing at a little over 27 pounds. But like I said earlier, put some Maxxis Recon tires on it, or 2 ground controls, even just a standard X01 cable actuated drivetrain, that would lighten it up a lot. All right, made it to the top. It's time for the fun part. Love these flex stay bikes, man. So light. Really easy to get over stuff. Woo! Ooh. Oh my God. This chail geometry lightweight bike. Whew. So easy to jump. Ooh, mud. Can go around that. And well, check this out. All right, looking good. Woo! Oh, it's flat. Man, I'm really enjoying this longer reach numbers on this bike. Woo! It pedals really, really good through chunkier stuff. I'm on a flat section of the descent here, and it's just providing tons of traction. Man, snappy feeling still. Yo, get over it. Yeah. The more I ride this bike, I can't stop thinking of how this feels like my old Ibis Ripley. If you've been around the channel, you know that was one of my favorite short travel bikes. So it's a total compliment to Specialized, how they got this bike feeling. Capable, lightweight, super efficient still. Oh man, I am absolutely loving it so far. Yo! Oh God, man, it's just so comfortable on it immediately. I thought it'd feel too big. But I definitely go with a large, put a 40 mil stem on it. Yo! Man. Oh, clap the fork on that. I am curious though, if you took a last generation Epic Evo and just put a longer stroke shock on it and a beefier fork, it would feel like this or similar to this, because this thing just got so much confidence. Feels more like a stump jumper. I'm just hucking it. Definitely need some volume spacers in the front. Whoa. Oh. I wish I had some volume spacers in this fork. I'm gonna do this bigger drop, I don't care. Oh, it's gonna hurt. Oh, keep clapping the fork. Okay, I'll stop. This bike just inspires so much confidence. You just wanna huck it. You do not, or you cannot tell that you're on a flex stay bike. Unreal. Yeah. I feel like I'm just flying on this bike like it's an enduro bike. This is all my trails need. A well-designed 120 bike. Been saying it for years. And this fits the bill. Just wish it had a steeper seat tube angle. Ah. I'm gonna have to revisit the standard stump jumper because I don't remember feeling this good. Oh yeah. And with that, party time is done. I'm a little bit sad. I've been riding this bike all day. It's getting pretty dark out. Maybe because I still have sunglasses on. I haven't been this excited about a mountain bike in a long time. Is this gonna be my next short travel bike? Oh man, I don't know. I wish I could send this thing back to Specialized and be like, hey, just give me a 77-degree seat tube angle. I think I would have found the perfect bike. But it is damn close to being perfect for me, at least. And my local trails, like your trails to see how I'm riding, this is all I need. No more. Maybe a little more if I want to do some of the bigger stuff here, which I really don't hit anyway. So I think this would be it. Love the integration of the SWAT door, having my little multi-tool back. Really nice. The wheel set felt phenomenal. I've had this wheel set on my Top Fuel, and I cracked the back rim riding with BKXC, but maybe it's the addition of having the i9 hubs. I don't know, but the wheels feel really good. No spokes are loose for the 30 miles I've ridden it. 2 water bottle holders, so you can ride all day with this thing. No backpack. New codes. Okay, Specialized, you got me. I see why they fitted it. I did giggle in the beginning of the video saying code and Epic in the same sentence, but it warrants these big brakes. You can absolutely send it on this bike. Feels really sturdy. Never felt like, oh, like it's gonna be too chintzy, I'm gonna break something. The other Flex Day bikes felt that way. They held it and they worked fantastic, but this one just, I don't wanna say it, but it's confidence inspiring, that cliche term. How do I compare this to the other short travel bikes I've ridden? It blows them out of the water. It just feels like a trail bike. It doesn't have that XC feel at all, even though I guess it's sharing the same frame with the standard Epic. Correct me if I'm wrong, leave in the comments below. This feels like a totally different bike. It feels like a stump jumper. Not even with shorter travel. I mean, I've used all the travel. Look at this. I don't know if you can see it. I blew off that ring at 30% sag. Probably need a volume spacer, and definitely need some volume spacers in the fork. I've been clapping that. Okay, related to the Blur trail, Blur climbs better. Pedals better through like the flat stuff, just a little bit. But this descends way better than all of them combined. Cervelo, man, I have like a love-hate relationship with that bike because I really want it, or I wanted it before I've ridden this, but the build I want is out of stock in the size large. I wanted the XT build, so. And if you made it to the end of the video, please like and subscribe. See you next time.